And I think we're rolling.
All right.
Are we? Does it say? Yeah,
Yeah.
recording. Okay. And we're live.
Welcome back, everyone. Episode 2.
Episode 2. We had so much fun with episode 1 that we decided to bring her back and better.
Absolutely. Well, I'm here with the beautiful, amazing Sasha, NPC bikini competitor and swear.
And I'm here with Miss Mandy, who is our incredible freaking nurse, functional coach, competitor, all the above. Also bikini competitor. And that actually brings us to what we're going to be talking about today, which is about the Olympia, specifically for the bikini division.
That was, girl, that was something.
That really was something. I was watching a live stream because my coach was actually competing at the Olympia, and when I say I just when finals was happening, when prejudging was happening and we had the top five, I just had no words. Like I have no words even thinking about that moment again because that was shocking
Okay.
to say the
Okay,
least.
so if you were watching, you're watching live stream, which you
Yes.
sent me a screenshot, which bless you, thank you so much.
Of course.
You were watching live stream and pre-judging when you saw that like top five, top six lineup because it wasn't, Ashlyn got moved at the last minute, but what was going on in your brain? Like what were you thinking at that point what the ranking was gonna be?
Okay, so I was hoping that Jazzy would be first. Just like when I saw her on stage. I mean, my we can talk about our initial thoughts prior to the Olympia happening based on what we've seen these competitors post on social media. I thought that Laura Lee was going to be in the top five. I even had her as like she was going to get first again. That was my initial thought process because I don't know, I love her and I just thought that she looked phenomenal getting ready for the Olympia. But when I saw the initial top five, top six, like first call outs in the Olympia, that was very jaw-dropping because I did not expect to see Maureen up there. I didn't even know that she was competing, honestly. Like
I didn't either.
I saw her
Yeah.
posting that she's lean and that she's shredded and that she like looks good, but I didn't see her
But she
do
kind of always does anyway.
yeah,
So
yeah. I mean, she always looks amazing anyways. And like I don't believe I saw her posting anything of like Countdown to Olympia or anything. So she kind of like
Mhm.
surprised us with that. And I honestly, at first, I was not crazy about her suit. I was not crazy about her look. And I love Maureen. Like this is in no way, shape, or form like hating. Like this is just my first glance. I saw other girls who I thought look brought a better, fuller package and just like overall better package. So I was very shocked when Marine was just holding the middle and like in the middle pretty much the whole time. And when Laura Lee was on the outskirts, like that was kind of crazy. I love Jazzy's look. I thought Jazzy looked amazing. I loved Amy's look. I thought Amy looked amazing. Ashlyn just phenomenal and she got second place, which was awesome, but Marine kind of threw me off. It kind of threw me off. I think that and one of the things, and we'll get to this, but one of the things that Tyler said was that Marine looked like an Olympian, like when she walked out, like she had the confidence, she had the look, she had everything. And this goes to say how important stage presence
Oh,
is.
yeah.
It's
Like,
so important because he even said that she was softer, like she didn't have
mhm.
as defined hamstrings and tie-ins and this and that, but because of her presence, she became Miss Olympia. Like because of the way
Yeah.
that she carried herself out on stage. And I'm like her individual routine was incredible. But do I think that there were some girls that had a more deserving physique to be Miss Olympia? Yeah.
Let's see. I mean, I think it's so interesting because obviously bodybuilding is subjective. Like we have a criteria to hit. And when I believe it's like 11 judges there at the Olympia, um, just hearing Tyler talk about like what was going through the judge's mind for like the top placements and how like it was literally like this much of a point. Like that is why I know we hammer into like our clients like your posing will make or break you. Your presence will make or break you. Your suit is gonna make or break you because it really does come down to like those small nuances and like, hearing him talk about like how, Maureen's glutes fell a little flat walking to the back. And I'm like watching the footage, like in the lineup of all of them. And I'm like, yeah, like overall, she was, again, all of the ladies look phenomenal. But
Yeah.
yeah, she was softer. And I honestly, from what I saw in prejudging, I was like, let's go, Jazzy. Because she got like the top
Yeah.
three last year. I was like, I watched her for years. I'm like, yes, let's go. Um, and they all look phenomenal. Hearing Tyler say like even Jazzy like in her front pose, how it was like slightly compensating with like a lat spread. And I'm like, that is so crazy how much like attention to detail goes in, and it's literally like the smallest things. Your core control, like if you move your like arm like half an
Yeah.
inch, it
Yeah.
changes everything. So I was really surprised. Again, all the top ladies looked amazing, but like I kind of I know he said Ashlyn's like core was like a little harder or more conditioned like than what they were typically looking for bikini. And I get that. Like based on like
Mhm.
criteria, I get that. My personal preference is like fuck yeah.
Yeah,
Like that looks so good.
and I want to add on that because yes, there is a criteria, but I think that the most confusing thing for everybody with this Olympia was the fact that the way that the ladies had to look at the pro shows to get qualified for the
Yeah.
Olympia was this super, like, I don't want to say super hard because they do ask for like that perfect in the middle, but the girls that in order to have gotten qualified for the Olympia, you couldn't look like Maureen.
No,
You
right.
couldn't
Yeah.
look like Maureen. And like that's the confusing part for a lot of people is, I mean, Maureen lost to Amy and had a very similar package. I mean,
Yeah.
of course, people are arguing and saying that, she looked different on stage than in photos. Okay, like how different, how much more sharper did she look on stage? And I don't want to pick apart like one specific competitor, so I'm just gonna scratch all of that, but just all in all, my confusion, and I think a lot of other people's, is the fact that like the criteria and the standard that was set throughout all the national shows, throughout all the pro shows to get to the Olympia was not a reflection of how the Olympia winner looked. And I think that that is what tripped a lot of people up because there wasn't an emphasis on all of the things that they absolutely hammered into girls that they need to bring in order to even get qualified in the first place.
Yeah.
You
I
know what
mean,
I mean?
when I was watching the recap that Tyler did, I don't know if you noticed or paid attention that like it was like the first or second like thing that he said almost sounded like a disappointed dad. Like where he was like, "Oh, the bikini division that showed up like was kind of it was almost alluding to like everybody's all over the board. Like everyone looks so different." And as he was individually critiquing, our top competitors here, it's everybody was different. Like
Yeah,
vaguely, yes, everyone is hitting the mark, but you're right. It's almost like what is the moving target for a bikini? And on that note, what do you
want.
personally think is going to be the criteria for bikini? Because we've seen now historically how, fit model is what bikini
Hmm.
used to be. So now it's
Yeah.
evolved, and of course it does evolve based on the athletes that show up, which in some way is really, really beautiful, but also it makes things very challenging for competitors. I mean, at least myself, I feel like I'm trying to play catch up with like conditioning,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
And I mean,
So where do you see the future?
I I think again it's confusing because especially, at the end and not even at the end, but he did emphasize that Marine had come in softer and like they don't want that for bikini. Like I'm pretty sure he said, along the lines of like if she was just tad bit sharper, like that's what we're looking for. We're looking for the sharpness that
Mhm.
Ashlyn had, that Jazzy had. And I think that it's a little bit difficult because it's like they want the softness, but they want the sharpness, but they don't want the stride, like all the bulging out strides, but they also want you to see the muscles and to look strong. And I think that if we had a like a literal guide of yes, no, yes, no, it would make it easier for it to not be such different physique. I mean, it's always going to be different physiques because everybody has a different body and, has different advantages, like shorter girls versus taller girls versus uh girls with a more boxy frame or not, like whatever the case is. But I mean, my hopes are that for the upcoming Olympia and with the standard that's set, they award girls who are maybe not as soft as Marine, but also not like conditioned to the freaking sharpness of sharps. Like I loved Ashlyn's core. Like I thought that I love that. I was like, yes, like that looks sexy. Like that
Me
looks
personally
good.
too.
Yeah, because it also at the same time, like she looked so feminine and she looked so nice that it didn't make her look harder. Not for me at least. Like I thought that her
Mhm.
package all in all made her look very nice. So my hope for the Olympia and just like for future competitions, and I guess we'll see this more like as the last couple of handfuls of shows roll over throughout this next year and then start in the next year, is that bikini just follows a more consistent standard. Of course, we have the X frame. That's never going to change. And I think that fit model coming in kind of gives an advantage to the girls that maybe do want a softer look, or I don't want to say don't have the muscle maturity because you need to still have muscle one way or another. And that takes a while. So muscle maturity is a thing regardless. But I'm just hoping that there's a little bit of a clearer understanding between a bikini look versus a fit model look and like what level of softness or hardness or conditioning do they
Mm.
actually want?
Yeah. I mean, I agree. Again, it's a subjective sport to a degree. And the fact that, it all starts regionally.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know this as well as I do. You show up on show day and judging is basically just going to be based on who shows up. So
Yeah.
if you have somebody showing up that's like super conditioned and super hard up against other bikini competitors that are softer, of course, majority of the time they're probably going to give the W to the one that's a little bit more conditioned. And then that person advances and then they go to nationals and then like they're up against whoever shows up that day. So if
Yeah.
people are coming in too soft or if they're coming in too hard, and that's the vast majority, I think that's where our moving target confusion really, really comes in. But I'm also with you, and I hope that the distinction becomes a little clearer because even with Fit Model finally getting like IFBB cards awarded, um, I mean they look phenomenal too, but some of them I'm looking at them, I'm like, man, if you just change their posing, they could be like that threshold bikini coming in.
Yeah.
So it's like, where do we find that cutoff?
Yeah.
So
And
I'm hoping
no, what were you gonna say? Sorry.
I no, I'm just hoping that like there is that sweet spot of Goldilocks, not too hard to get confused with like figure, not too soft to get like borderline on fit model, but like I agree with you. I think Ashlyn was just like, oh,
Yeah.
perfect.
Her and
Like
Jazzy
perfect.
looked
Like was
incredible.
and Amy got and Ash, I mean, I don't want to discount Ashley K too. She's always gonna be in the top what do they call her? Like the cockroach,
I mean,
where she like just never goes away.
yeah, yeah, anytime she comes to a show, like people just drop out of it because it's like, what are we doing here? Like you're competing against, no, seriously. And I also do want to give an honorable mention to Laura Lee because I love her.
She looked great.
I think that she looked great, and I think that the judges asked for a softer look from her, and she brought a softer look. And
Again,
and again,
Goldilocks.
exactly.
Too soft, too like what do you guys want?
Yeah, yeah. And I won't lie, like the standard that she set last year, for me, that was like, yes. Yes, like when she won last year, I was so happy about it. I thought that she looked incredible and like she's taller, so like her frame is different than mine, but just like I was able to get like a really good grasp on what it is that they wanted based on her look.
Hmm.
So that's kind of where I'm at. I mean, not for nothing, it takes a whole lot of freaking work and effort to get up there and be an Olympian. So every single woman that was on the Olympia stage and just like
Word.
everyone that was on the Olympia stage, round of applause to them. That is the absolute top of the top athletes in the world, in the bodybuilding world. So all of them are just such an incredible motivation, and it was just really cool to see that.
It is.
Yeah.
Inspo. That is our Super Bowl.
Our Super Bowl, seriously.
Yeah. Dang. Okay. This is what we're gonna have to do we're just gonna have to like actually get together in person, get some popcorn together, make some like little mocktails and like just go ham.
Yeah, just keep rewatching the Olympia.
Yeah. Uh, all right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We're keeping this one a little bit short on the Olympia, but that is our 2 cents, maybe 5 cents, maybe a
Yeah,
dollar.
maybe $1. I only got $1 for you. But yeah,
Plus some more.
this was super fun. This is again just our opinions, not shading anyone.
We love
Absolutely.
them all.
Yeah, look up to the all of them, love all of them. It's just a matter of the judges got to have a conversation with each other because it's looking like a broken telephone to me. But that is it. That is all. That's our thoughts on the Olympia.
Yeah, we will catch you guys on the next one.
That we will. Bye.